Coyote hunting is hard. I've seen him plenty of times this season in the bow stand and thought, if I just had a rifle, I could shoot that thing. But once you start making a concerted effort to try to hunt them, you don't even realize how far down the rabbit hole you've already gone. No pun intended. And the gear gets expensive, depending on the style you use. If you night hunt like me, you'll quickly learn that cheap gear will leave you disappointed and is arguably unethical and unsafe. I'll post a link to the gear I have and make a separate video to go through what I've learned so far about coyote hunting gear. I've been grinding for weeks. So far I have not even seen a coyote. I'm not sure if my feeling of frustration or determination is stronger, but on a Tuesday night in March, that became clear. I found a spot on public land near a marsh where I expected the coyotes would be out feeding at night. The wind was out of the west, so I put my call in a little bit of cover where I thought the coyotes might come out and approach it downwind, putting myself up higher so they wouldn't catch my wind, yet I would still have a 200-yard shot or less from that spot. Just as I was thinking about packing up after a long call set, I picked up a coyote coming in with my thermal binocular. I knew I had missed, but to be an ethical hunter, I went and looked for blood. I actually found the crater in the dirt where the bullet hit, probably 10 yards in front of where the coyote was. I yanked the trigger so bad, I pulled the muzzle down and blew the opportunity I've been trying for weeks to get. Ideally, you wait till they stop, or make a noise to stop them, but I'm worried he already hit my wind. He was over 200 yards away and didn't know if he would hear me over my call. I felt like I had a couple seconds before he was gone, so I tried to lead him and take a running shot. It did not go well. My next set was also on public land on a picked bean field with the wind out of the northeast. I put the call on the same edge of the field opposite of where I was, anticipating the coyotes would come onto the corner of the field opposite of the corner I was in. I was watching a deer's behavior with the thermal binocular when I noticed a warm body a little shorter than it, and if you know how a coyote moves and how they behave, there's really no question. You know what you're looking at. When he looked behind him, I thought he was looking at another coyote. So I checked. I want to know about all the coyotes. Looking away from him from a split second, and he vanished. Where'd he go? Did I miss? Can't tell me I missed again. As an ethical hunter, you always go look for blood. And as I got closer, my thermal monocular started to glow.
Yeah, doggy. Woo! First coyote I've gotten over 10 years, second one I've gotten ever. All came together tonight. Gotta thank my mentor, you know who you are. Gave me tips on call sequence and setup, and called one in last night, missed it, 215 yards. Called this one in tonight, watched it at 400, and man, just tracked him for a while. Wasn't gonna take a 400-yard shot. Eventually got to 213. Smoked him in the dome. Man, am I pumped. There's a lot of time, money, effort that went into this one, and I'm stoked. We're just getting started, baby. Woo! Woo! Let's go!
Should we talk about the shot here? I mean, that was a pretty terrible shot. I have to admit, I was all over the place. I got a little bit lucky. And that just goes back to my comment about cheap gear, is you're going to sacrifice something if you don't buy nice gear. It is expensive, but if you use a cheap camera tripod and put a gun saddle on it, you're just not going to make as steady of shots, and you're going to miss coyotes. You could wound coyotes, so you just have to fork up the money for quality gear. A thermal monocular, I mean, you're going to get what you pay. $700 is pretty dang cheap. And I actually missed a chance, didn't take a shot at a couple coyotes the other night because I had to switch between my thermal monocular and my night vision scope, and I had to re-find the coyote, which took a few seconds, which ended up being the precious seconds that it was standing still, and there goes the opportunity. So just spend the money and get a nice thermal scope. They're thousands of dollars, but if you want to go coyote hunting at night, you got to spend a lot of money on the gear, otherwise you're going to miss dogs.